Hey, what's up guys? Jason here. So the amazing people over at HOROW wanted to get my thoughts on their smart bidet toilet, so they were nice enough to send one over. We will do an install. We're not installing it in the living room, obviously. I'm just going to show you some of the features and give you kind of a 360 of the toilet itself, and then we will cut to the actual installation process in the bathroom. So you're going to get motion activated seat. If you do it once, you do it again, it will, there we go. I didn't have my foot down far enough. So, and then you can close it as well with another foot tap, and it also will flush. Obviously we're not connected to water, so it's not going to do that yet. The seat itself is heated. You have 3 heat settings there. We have a night light right here, and you can operate all of these functions with the provided remote. And you get a little nice mounting plate to put this on the wall. So buttons like, we'll just close the lid. But yeah, you have seat temperature, water temperature, your deodorizer button, the night light button, and then of course open, close, and then the washing and dryer flush functions for the actual toilet. So overall, it weighs just under 100 pounds. Let me show you the back of the toilet because we're not really going to be able to show you too much of that once we're installing, but this is where you're going to be actually bolting it into the floor. You do get a water pressure valve here, and we're also getting an install sleeve. You're going to use this for new installations, or if it is a hole that needs to be supported by the sleeve. A wax ring, and then we do have mounting hardware as well, which we will be using. And lastly, there is a 9-volt battery, and this is going to be going inside here. There's a little battery box, and this is to provide power in case of a power outage. So let's go ahead and switch on over to the install, and I will wrap it up after that. Okay, so one important thing to point out and show you before we get to the actual bathroom part is that this part of the toilet, kind of the tank, does need to be removed. In the instructions, it says to lift from the rear right side here. It does say don't lift too hard, just so you don't damage anything. And it did take quite a bit of force to get it off. And you can see it does have these little white clips right here, and that's what it does attach to. So you need to remove it with enough force to get it past those clips. You just don't want to yank on it. You don't want to, there is some plastic here. You don't want to damage any of these small little components here. So just something to note, because this does need to be removed during the installation of the toilet. Okay, so here we are in the bathroom. Obviously, we've removed the old toilet. We're not going to show you how to do that. These are the 2 studs that we will be using for the new toilet. So the kit gives you everything you need to seamlessly integrate this toilet into your existing system. We've got a 3/8 compression adapter to a 1/2-inch pipe thread. And then this is the pressure regulator and on-off for the water. You do want to make sure you have a proper electrical outlet within 30 inches or so of the toilet install so that you can plug that in for all of the electrical for the smart toilet. I just brought this in here so you could see it. This is the installation sleeve. Obviously, we already have that going on here. We don't need to use this. This is going to be for new toilet installs. And then what we do have is the wax ring. And when you're installing a toilet, you need to be installing a new wax ring. And so we're just going to simply press this in here, lay it in here. The toilet itself will press it down. And then I've just centered it on there. And then one last thing to mention is this toilet does require a minimum of a 10-inch rough-in, meaning you need to be, the center of the hole needs to be a minimum of 10 inches from the wall. So Our next step is we're going to get the new toilet in here, bolt it up and plug it in, and then we will wrap up the entire video. Okay, so we have placed the toilet over the wax ring and lined up the two bolts and connected the nuts securely inside. The next steps are going to be to put the main cover back on and attach our water line down below, and then plug it all in. One thing to point out while we have this off is this is the 9-volt battery compartment. I showed the battery earlier in the video, and that is where it is going to be installed. That's just for your backup in case you do lose electricity. Okay, so we have a fully installed, functional, touchless toilet. I'm just going to show you the flush using the remote feature here. And there it is. So overall, this toilet has a boatload of features. Heated seat, touchless seat, open and close, a nightlight on the side, remote with all of your other buttons for rear washing, front washing, a dryer, all this great stuff. So if you're in the market for a really nice smart toilet, definitely check this one out from HOROW. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.